Listen, y'all ain't gotta convince me that they building tunnels. I'm aware. I'm just looking for the sign-up sheet. Like, how do I get involved? Like, don't leave me out in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they building some tunnels down here. That's what's going on. But anyway, before we get into the craziness, y'all know what time it is. Question everything. You should. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get to it.
I have no idea what's going on, but listen to this. There's something under the ground, and it sounds like it's about to bust out. Holy crap. It's over here in the field. I have no.
Now, it can only be one or two things. Some of y'all gonna know what the second thing is. Some of y'all are not. If you don't, go look it up. The first thing it could be is that, like I said earlier, they drilling up under there for some tunnels. They doing tunnels up under the ground right now. Second thing is tremors. Tremors. If you don't know, go back and watch the movie, old school movie. You might not like it because it might not have aged too well, but back in the day, them things were scary, fam. Them things were scary, bro. It had me looking at the ground when I walked outside sometimes. You don't know what tremors is, bro. I don't even know if you're going to be able to be in the same community with us, man, when we build these, when we live on these compounds together, man. If you don't know what tremors are, come on, bro.
I just got the best orb yet on camera just now. It was moving so fast. I've never seen an orb this huge move this fast across the sky. And it was beautiful. In real life, it was like greenish with all these beautiful rays. And I apologize for my dogs. They were excited that we were excited, so they were playfully wrestling, but they're very loud. And here's the video. You got to see this. And it's the full moon. You see it moving?
Yeah.
It's green. Darn it, I don't know if I'm gonna get it on film. Where is it? Where'd it go, babe?
You got a lot of orbs. Babe, look at this one.
What?
This one's moving. Look at that big one. It's moving.
Oh my god, that's a big one moving.
Holy crap.
Wow, thank you. That's a huge one. Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy?
How can people not know how real this is? Look at it moving, babe. Where's it going when you talk to us? I've never seen it move this fast. It's going through the trees. Oh my god, it's going towards the full moon. Wow, babe. That one is huge and moving fast. I've never seen an orb move this fast. Wow.
That was cool. Look, now that one's moving a little bit. Look at it.
No, I want to see if this one's going to the full moon. Wow, that's a huge one. Thank you. I can't believe how fast it's moving, though. I've never seen an orb move this fast. Where'd it go, babe? Is it gone? It went behind that big tree. Is it going to the full moon? Imagine it goes to the full moon. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. I just got the best orb yet on camera.
Yo, them dogs was like, no, attention back on us. Listen, man, I don't know about y'all. I like the videos where people be talking to them and trying to get a response out of the orbs. I like those videos, bro. Like, seriously. Because you can't tell me otherwise. Some of the videos I've seen and reacted to where people are, it definitely looks like they're responding. To me, it does.
This man says these orbs are actually angels.
So I'm taking pictures with my Sony as well. And I don't know, I just found some. Here, let's go. Let's try it. Yeah.
Check this out.
What is that?
Looks like an eye in the middle.
Is this me? Is this a camera trick? Someone knows, please let me know.
All right, I'm going to give it to you fast and hard. April 2013, I died during childbirth. I'm not from here. I've been telling my family I'm not from here. I'm not from here. I'm from the other world. Everybody thinks I'm a lunatic, and that's okay. We're all entitled to our opinion. But now maybe people here will listen. So, in 2023, I was watching a live on TikTok, and it took me to New York City subway, and there was military everywhere. Okay, this is a live on TikTok. Immediately after leaving that live, I go to another live, and it's a band playing in the subway with the exact background as the last live I'd watched. And so I get in there in the chat, and I'm like, where's the military? And people are responding like, what military? So only one other person understood what I was talking about. And they're like, that's why I'm here too. Where's the military? These other people didn't have a clue. There was no military, okay? There are different timelines, different realities, okay? I'm not from this one. I was sent back here to do some work. I was given specific instructions and returned to this timeline, to this reality. We are creating this. There are people that they're not, it's merging. There is no veil any longer. There is no split. It's merging. And those who are meant to see will see. I've been screaming, like, it's exciting because I'm not crazy. We are here to work, and we are creating this. There is an entire reality right now where Donald Trump's in prison. He's in prison. He's been there for 4 years, okay? There are no fires. None of this is happening there, and that's the one I came from. I'm from there. We're doing this. This is us. We are co-creators of this universe. Do you all understand? We are co-creators of this universe. I made foam fall from the sky, okay? I made foam while I took my kids outside just to test my theory. And I got our foam blower out. And as I'm blowing foam here, I live in Central Kentucky. And as I'm blowing foam here at my house, it's falling from the sky on TikTok. Okay, there were so many people. This is in 2023 as well. It's merging. There's a merger happening before our eyes. It's merging. And we are creating this. We are energy beings. Us. All right, I'm going to give it to you fast.
She took us a lot of places. She took us a lot of places just then. I ain't gonna lie to you. She took us a lot of places. In my mind, because I subscribe to that simulation theory. I definitely do. Like, what is going on in your simulation? Are our simulations the same? Are they merging? What's happening in yours? Is there wildfires going in yours? Like, even down to the point of, like, behind me right now. Is there something behind me? When I turn around, does it appear? And when I turn back around, is it gone? Sort of like, you know what I mean? Like, I subscribe to that simulation. And our simulation right now needs a hard reset, bro. It needs a hard reset. You know how when your computer starts acting up, you do different things, and you give it a reset? Yeah, my simulation is glitching right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, she took us a lot of places, though. Seriously.
Y'all want to see a dead body? No, I'm lying. It's East Oakland. Oh, no, this is just 85th Ave in East Oakland. And this is part. This is just like maybe 10% of the homes in Kentman that's in, that inhabits the 85th Avenue. This is another Mercedes. This is the second Mercedes I've seen on 85th. This one has Texas plates, so I don't know how I got here from Texas, baby. I don't know, but if you're looking for it, here you go. I don't know what that is on the sidewalk, but it got a license plate on it, so I'm not too sure about that one. This is another part of 85th. This is like at the other end of the block. Same. And then somebody just... Y'all want to see a dead?
At first, I was wondering, I was like, well, maybe they living in the cars, like the homeless people in these abandoned cars, maybe people, but she walking past them and you seeing the windows bust out of it, and you seeing it look like some of them may have been burned up or just completely gutted out. You know what I mean? Like, it don't look like anybody's living in there.
You're not going to believe what you're going to see, but we'll take you there.
It's a problem that's both hidden
Put your camera down.
and glaring at the same time,
Now, to your right, that just happened.
causing neighborhood chaos
You approach them, but they shoot you first.
on one street at a time.
This is unbelievable. See?
Stolen cars are being dumped all over Oakland.
Right here, this one.
You see them everywhere.
See that?
In residential streets,
Right in the red zone.
business districts,
That was just abandoned.
even on the train tracks.
Stolen, abandoned.
There's so many, the city is leasing space just to have somewhere to put them.
See the guy towing them in? Dumping them here?
Huge lots like this one. This is where they're taken. That's been at capacity with more than 2,000 inside.
You see, in the further back, they're stacked on top of each other.
Some get picked up, some don't.
We witnessed all of this during a ride-along with Councilmember Noel Gallo, his staffer Preston Turner, and our security guard. Within 15 minutes,
So look on the corner.
Turner pointed out at least 25 abandoned cars within a 2-mile radius. After 30 minutes, that turned into
What you think?
At least 50.
At least.
roughly 50 abandoned cars.
See that?
Gallo says the problem has tripled on the streets this year. Why?
What I heard yesterday, we don't have space to locate them.
The city's storage lots for abandoned cars are packed and expensive.
We do.
Now, I'm not good with cars like that. You know what I mean? I ain't never been like a car person like that, but I see an opportunity here. I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody restoring them. Maybe somebody who's really good with cars could go there, speak with the city or something that allow them to set up. You could do a whole YouTube channel, set it up, probably turn the car into like a living space, find like some land or somewhere that the city may donate to you, put them out there. Maybe the homeless can live out of them. You would turn them into little living. You know how we have like the tiny homes, but turning a car into like something like a tiny home? I don't know. I'm just spitballing. But I'm saying I see opportunity here for them to take these abandoned cars and do something with them. If they could get them back running, somebody make them restore them and you know what I mean? Like, I see opportunity, but probably the hurdles you'll have to go to, which I hope wouldn't be the case, to do something like that, to create something for others or less fortunate, would probably be a lot. And it'd probably be a lot of red tape. But if somebody's willing to try and has a skill to be able to do that, I see a lot of opportunity out there.
We do not own the lot. We're renting the lot.
Gallo says the city is paying close to $1 million each year for lots like these used to store abandoned cars. These cars stored here or in places Gallo calls illegal dump sites.
That's an illegal dump site. You're not supposed to be charging people to dump your trash and then they haul it.
Gallo says these are operations where people strip stolen cars, then sell the parts to nearby auto shops. Then what's left gets dumped.
See all these cars here? They haul them in here, they strip them. See, they're stripping the tires. See them right there? Look.
He says some are run by known gang members.
Just be careful, okay?
Yeah. Don't put your camera down.
Why doesn't the cop pull up, find out that it's stolen, and arrest the guys that are stripping the car?
That's the challenge.
Why don't they do that?
Not a priority. They will deal with violent crime.
Some of the cars have citations. Waiting to be towed, while most are just sitting there and look, well, not pretty.
Missing a tire.
Yeah.
It's abandoned.
Collecting dust for 3 weeks, 1 month, 4 months, who knows how long. A new report from Oakland's Department of Transportation shows more than 13,800 abandoned cars reported just within a 6-month time period last year. To put that in perspective, our analysis during that same time frame found Oakland has more abandoned cars than San Jose and San Francisco, cities with roughly double the population size.
And we asked for help, and they say, well, our procedure in Oakland, no pursuit. You're on your own. Exact word.
The abandoned cars are not only an eyesore, but a hassle.
Some park in front of our gate, can't even leave all the time.
All right, you see them?
Or blocking access to this elementary school.
They have these abandoned cars on the sidewalk,
which left teachers without parking.
It's just not fair. We report them, they clean it up, they're back like ants.
Residents like Bernadette Burton are fed up.
17th and Jackson. Every month we have a stolen car there, and it sits there for the whole month. Yeah, the whole block reports it. There's nothing they can do.
They just say no? OPD no longer will respond to reports of abandoned vehicles unless it's parked in front of your driveway and you can't get into your house. If not, the Oakland Department of Transportation is authorized to respond. But as you can see, that can take a while. Residents have to wait for it to be reported, cited, and then in some cases, get stuck with the tow bill.
It happened to my assistant in my office. She had to pay like close to $500. Why, if you steal my car, do I have to pay? You're not gonna
make that make sense to me. So you telling me I gotta come out of pocket to get this out of here? That's insane, man. That's insane. No, you ended up gonna make me learn how to strip a car down and get it from out in front of my door or from on my block or something like that. You're gonna teach me crime. Like that? What? $500? That no, ain't no way.
Tonight, the CDC is now warning about 4 respiratory illnesses on the rise in 35 states: the flu, COVID, RSV, and norovirus. ERs across the country seeing a surge of patients. Many of those cases are flu-related.
Here are 3 things I'm realizing about these California wildfires. As someone who's watching from afar, what I've learned is it's sort of similar to 9/11. Yeah, I'm that old. That after 9/11, everyone talked about like, what's your emergency getaway plan? And everyone talked about like having a bag of emergency preparedness, like having a bag by your door that if you needed to leave in a minute, what would you grab? So that's one thing, have that ready. Second thing is, don't have an electric car. Those of you who have freaking electric cars are having trouble evacuating, okay? So let's stop with that, I guess. And didn't a study come out anyway to show that electric cars aren't really anybody better for the environment? And number 3, regular people and well-known credible people have theories about how this fire started. Call them conspiracy theories, but they are out there. A lot of people think some of these fires were started on purpose. You know, like conspiracy theory is like a dirty word at this point. I was watching Whitney Cumming, she was doing a stand-up comedy show talking about conspiracies, like in her comedy act. And this guy's like, oh, I know about conspiracies, something like that. And she's like, oh yeah, what do you know? He's like, I've served for 11 years in the military. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, tell us. And he was like, I had a mission that I accomplished 2 years ago, and then they bring it out in the news, like current news, as if it just happened. So he's like, I know for a fact the media is spinning things that aren't true. It's definitely hard to discern what's real and what's not in this day and age. But those are my 3 takeaways so far from watching the coverage. I feel devastated seeing like an American treasure. I think Los Angeles is an American treasure burn. I'm so sad about that. Here are 3.
I agree with that last part, man. It hurts to see Los Angeles and the people go through that, bro. It definitely does. Now, the part about the electric car, somebody explain that, what she meant by that, because I totally was trying to figure that one out, what she meant by that. And then going back to the 9/11 thing, and I remember people talking about that, but it seemed like nobody did it. I didn't do it. And it seems like you need to have a jump bag, pretty much is what you would call it. I know when I was on the ambulance, we'd have a jump bag that you would grab that had all kind of different things. So you can grab that and head to the scene wherever the person is or wherever you're going to be working. There was a jump bag. So everybody pretty much needs to have like a jump bag that's pretty much ready to go. And I know I'm going to say it and nobody's going to listen. I'm probably not going to listen, but I need to take heed and do it myself and get one together. So if y'all have a jump bag or something like that ready to go, put it in the comment section. What do you have in it? What's your essentials? So we can kind of get an idea, everybody, and kind of build upon that. So we have a base of what you think you need in that jump bag. Put it down.
My For You page has been nothing but like New Orleans vampire encounters, and that reminded me of the time that I met a West Virginia vampire. So when I was a teenager, I went to like a hotel party, but it was like a $25 a night. Like it was not a motel, and I ended up falling asleep. And I wake up to hear like someone else in the room because everyone else had kind of dissipated. It was just a couple people left. And I hear the people I know talking to someone. Voice is like really weird and scratchy. And I'm facing the opposite way, so I can't see, I can only hear what's going on. And this person is explaining how they live inside the like motel, like in the walls and like a secret entrance. So I hear this person telling them that he lives like in the hotel, like in the walls. There's like secret rooms and secret like passageways in this motel. I'm like, great, this person is a psychopath. And then he starts talking about how he has not like been outside to see like daylight in a very long time. And how he hasn't eaten he doesn't eat what we eat. He doesn't need to. And I'm thinking there's a vampire in the room right now. And I slowly turn over and I see a very white, very pale, completely bald, like no eyebrows, nothing, man in the room. And he's offering to like show us the passageways, the secret passageways through the hotel, where he has other people, like business partners or like comrades, I don't know, just like him, who are in there too. And he can show us the operation. I realized this was not a vampire. This is a med pit. My For You page.
Wait a minute, what she said at the end. Either way, it's stranger danger. Stranger danger. I don't know, we tell our kids that, but we need to practice it as adults. It seems like when we get older, we act like we can't understand or tell the difference between the two and who's stranger danger and who's not. Yeah, that's clearly stranger danger. Get out. Get out. Don't go with him. No, in the walls. In the wall. Show us the operate. No, we're not playing that game, Jigsaw. We're not doing that.
I didn't have anything to wake up for in the morning, and this has changed that for me.
In a GMA broadcast exclusive, Nolan Darbaugh, the first human implanted with a Neuralink chip in his brain, is telling his story.
I accepted that I was paralyzed and that was my life. I always held out hope that it would all get better.
At 22 years old, Nolan says he dove headfirst in waist-deep water, struck something, and sustained a spinal cord injury. He couldn't move from the shoulders down.
From the time of your injury until earlier this year, what was your daily life like?
I mean, one thing about being paralyzed is that there's a lot of time to sit and think. And so I thought through basically my whole life and realized all the mistakes I'd made and what I could do better.
Then, just last year, Nolan, now 30, receiving a life-changing opportunity.
One day, one of my buddies from college called me up. We talked pretty regularly, and he was like, hey, Neuralink, they opened up the human trials. And I said, what's Neuralink?
Neuralink, co-founded by Elon Musk, is an experimental implantable brain-computer interface, or BCI, a chip surgically implanted by a robot and connected by threads to a patient's brain that allows the patient to control a computer or smartphone with their mind.
This is all from there to there.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Neuralink is not the only company working on this technology. Several others are also testing their BCIs in paralyzed volunteers. Nolan now joins that small group as Neuralink's first patient.
I was just very happy that I would be a part of something that I believe is so monumental and this next step forward of helping people with paralysis.
What can you do now with the chip implanted that you could not do prior?
I can control a computer just like anyone else can, which is not something I was able to do beforehand.
You just played some music?
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. Do you worry because you are the first patient that something unforeseen could go wrong now that this is inside your head?
I wouldn't say worry. It was something where I knew that if I did this, then it would take a lot of headache and heartache away from the people down the road.
Just last week, news that some of the threads in Nolan's brain had retracted, affecting the performance of the device.
How'd you take the news when they told you that the threads had retracted?
Yeah, it was really hard. It was very, very hard to give up all of the amazing things that I was able to do. I think I had cried basically afterwards.
The problem becoming an opportunity for the makers of Neuralink to explore solutions.
The reason we do clinical trial and early feasibility trial is to uncover these sort of issues as early as possible before they get marketed. And we rolled up our sleeves and found various different ways to for Nolan be able to recover his performance, which we have successfully been able to do.
As for Nolan, the future of the technology only looks bright.
It's going to be amazing when someone can have a spinal cord injury, go into a hospital, get surgery, and walk out a couple days later. I think it's going to happen. I don't think it's as far away as people might think. I didn't have...
Now, that's definitely hopeful and inspiring right there. You know what I mean? I know we all have our theories. I'm at the top of the list of having my theories about microchips, Neuralink, different things like that being placed into the brain. But when you hear a story like this and him and what he said he's doing it for, you can't do nothing but respect that. I can't do nothing but respect that. I was almost like, man, I was feeling bad when they said the things had retracted, but to hear he got everything and retrieved everything back. And ultimately, it's up to him. If he's happy with it, it is what it is at this point. So I definitely want to know. So I definitely want to know when it, or if they are able to update, just like our phone, when our phones are able to update and do different things and add more things to it, what more he's able to do. So if we could definitely continue to follow this story, I want to.
Why do I deserve this? I don't know. I don't think I deserve it, but God bless everybody else with plenty of insurance to rebuild. This is the corner house on the left side of my house. Across the street, the corner house, and the two houses in front. Every house is burnt down on my block, except for my house. God knew what he had to do to protect me, because I'm an idiot. I might not have had insurance, I don't know. I gotta check if I paid it. Meanwhile, everybody else's house around me is, oh my God. Everybody behind me. How is this? How could this even be true? Everybody behind me is burned down. My lumber, even all of my lumber burned. Even the lumber that we were building the extension of the house, but my house is intact. How does that happen if not God? Why do I deserve it?
A lot of people gonna be suffering through it, survivor's remorse. That's a real thing. I think a lot of people downplay that, but you could hear it in his voice. In the beginning, he was doubting why him, and questioning why him, and whether or not he had insurance or not. That's a real thing, survivor's remorse, for real.
We begin this morning with those still deadly wildfires in Southern California, burning now for more than a week. Officials have confirmed another death, with at least 25 people losing their lives. And the area is bracing for more powerful Santa Ana winds today. Yesterday, lighter than expected winds allowed firefighters to hold the line against those two largest fires, the Palisades and the Eaton fires we've discussed so much. CBS News correspondent Charlie DeMar continues to report from Altadena, California. Charlie, the winds appear to have cooperated Tuesday. How is that helping efforts today?
Errol, good morning. That was some relief for the firefighters here, but they are still on standby. There are some 15,000 firefighters stationed throughout Los Angeles, and those two largest fires, the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire, which affected Altadena where we are, they are still burning. The Eaton fire just about 33% contained at this point. And here in Altadena, we have seen search and rescue crews conducting the grim task of searching the some 7,000 buildings and homes that were destroyed by the fire. And that's really one of the reasons why residents have not been allowed back in yet, because, of course, to allow search and rescue crews to do their job, and there's also power lines that are still down, Errol.
Well, we know that they had to institute a curfew because of so much looting that was taking place, and now we understand nearly 50 arrests have been made since last week linked to the fires. What more can you tell us about that?
That curfew has been in place, police making it very clear that if you aren't a contractor, if you have no business being in one of these decimated areas, simply stay out. Yes, there have been a number of arrests. Most of the arrests have actually come from the Altadena area, but the LAPD releasing some video, some Ring camera video from inside one of the homes. Police say that those were looters going through a home there, and that is what police are warning about. People who are tragically taking advantage of just this awful situation, people who are in a terrible situation. And police also releasing new information about an arson suspect who was arrested. They're also making it clear, though, that this arson suspect, the charges that he faces are not responsible for the fires that we have seen widespread here in the LA area.
Yeah, shocking to see that. And finally, Charlie, I saw some aerials of Altadena. I'm still stunned at how block by block it seems completely flattened. Are there plans to repopulate eventually, or is it almost too early for people to even think in those terms yet?
Yeah, I mean, Errol, this is what people are coming home to. It really is hard to make out. I mean, after covering other disasters, hurricanes, tornadoes, you can usually see some resemblance of a home. You can see furniture, you can see household items. With this, there's just nothing here. And just imagine it block by block by block, really an entire community, neighborhoods eliminated in a matter of hours. So I think the rebuild process, a little too early right now to be talking about that, but FEMA is on the ground here offering.
It's good to see they got crews out checking and seeing if things are smoldering. That's good to see. Boy, they got to have a lot. I want to know what's the count of firefighters that they have out there, bro, because you got to have a crew just doing that alone.
Some assistance, but to that point, FEMA is also warning about possible scams here, Errol.
All right, so much to keep an eye on, Charlie. Thanks so much.
Great. Like, we need another thing to worry about. People out there scamming people, bro. Oh, man, it's rough.